backdoor, whatever. You want it at the end. We'll roll them through the break, roll them through the end credits of the session, and we'll give you some shout outs. Starting, I believe, next session, the way that we're going to do this is every month we're going to be picking a charity, or a player's going to be picking a charity. So any of the revenue that we generate through the length of the stream on our DM's Guild will be going to that charity. This is a survival horror campaign. I cannot wait for it. This is going to be focusing on a lot of those rules that we kind of like cast away. Those, spell components, encumbrance, all that kind of stuff. Braving the element, surviving the elements. What exactly a long rest is, what a long rest entails. Diseases, stuff like that, and also primal fears and superstition. So if you're into that kind of stuff, stay tuned. If you miss out, you enjoy it, share us, link us, whatever, hashtag us, and we'll also be available to view. The stream will also be available to be viewed on our YouTube channel at some point next week. Any of my players have any questions before we get started?
Nope. I was just going to say, if you guys check out the About Us on Twitch, a lot of the banners have clickable links that'll take you to either our Discord, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. So if you're having trouble finding the links, or you're new here, feel free to explore that and get to know us a little bit better.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. So, with your permission, players, can I start?
Aye.
Please.
Let's get it going.
Here we go, session 1. Okay, here we go. Whew. In the center of the homey and rustic village of Fairwillow, a lone willow tree planted during its founding blankets a bustling square. All roads meet here, are clean and well kept, comprised of expertly cut stone that any dwarf would be proud to claim as their own work. Along these roads are a plethora of temporary stands, where a variety of produce and homemade items can be purchased or traded for. Fairwillow is made up of craftsmen, artisans, lumberers, honest folk, where the quality of one's work and the duty to community service is the law of the land. In one of the corners of the square, under the flickering shadows cast by the willow tree, rests the Orston Adventuring Guild and House, which has been crucial for the village's daily and long-term survival. Fairwillow rests in a flat basin in the middle of the vast and remote Husk Valley. The Husk Valley, named for its flaky, white, paper-like bark of its birch tree forest, is untamed and mostly unexplored. Most never venture to the north, where a vicious tribe of orcs dwell, to the south, where the forest is believed to be cursed. The guild is responsible for protecting the meek and vulnerable in these lands, bet for a price. Inside the four walls of this guild house is where this story begins. 4 strangers are led from a front hall and sitting room area to a room concealed behind imposing wooden doors wrought in iron. Upon entering, a large table draped with a deep verdant cloth can be seen resting in the center of the room. Along the table are finely carved chairs and thick cushions of the same color as the tablecloth. You are directed to take a seat, fill out some necessary paperwork. The walls of the room are adorned with the trophies of fantastical beasts and monsters. Incredibly rare and utterly unique weapons and items are displayed behind panes of crystal that reflect wording spells. Towards the back of the room, overlooking the table, is a podium. On the front of the podium is the golden emblem of a stag. Behind that podium is another door. About 20 minutes or so, the door opens, but no one can be seen. Instead, the blunt sound of a peg leg striking what can be assumed to be a wooden step stool can be heard coming from its direction. After a few thuds, a middle-aged halfling reveals himself as his head peeks over the top. At this time, the same individual that led the strangers to the room gathers up the paperwork, places them on the podium in front of the halfling. Room's a little bit empty this time round. No matter. Let me introduce myself. Name's Lockjaw, and I'll be your point of contact here at the Austin Adventuring Guild and House. So welcome. Let's get started. I assume if you're all sitting here, you're interested in joining the guild, even if only as contractual members for now. I'm sure you all have your own individual motivations when you walk through these doors. Adventure, renown, or maybe a little bit of money. Well, we here at Austin can offer all that and more. Everyone must start somewhere. He reaches down off the podium. He picks up a cracked set of glasses and he rests them at the edge of his nose. I suppose we'll start with the top of the stack. Only 4. Well, I guess we'll be able to skip the whole group drafting phase, huh? Well, when I call you up, sign your waiver and grab one of these mission packs. A gift from myself and the guild. Set you newbies off right. To the right of the podium, there are 11 packs. Backpacks, chests, things like that. All different shapes and sizes, colors, things like that. And they all have a label on them, an individual label. Now, Lockjaw, he looks down at one of the first of the 4 applications and he thumbs through the pages. And he looks down at the first one. He says, "A gambler." What, are you tired of gambling for a couple of shillings and now want to throw your life into the pot as an ante? Sure you, that if you play your cards right, the risk will be worth the reward. Bliss Kai, is it? Come up, step forward, and get to share a bit about yourself. It gives me something to go off of when I send the condolences letters. I kid.
Just remember, that's a name you're never going to forget. I'm here to prove myself, and you'll better believe it. I'm going to become part of something here.
Right, okay. Oh, so you look for renown. No motivation. I like it. I like it a lot. I like your hair. It's nice. Listen, so why don't you come up here, grab one of these packs, and we'll be off. We'll move on to the next one. So, these packs in front of you, they have different labels. Remember, this is like a encumbrance kind of, game. There might be a little thing going on here, right? The first one is called the Camper's Pack, okay? It's a rugged brown leather backpack, about 50 pounds. That's clearly seen a lot of use. It has thick padding on the straps. It has a crocodile skin patch on the bottom, and it smells musky and wet. Next one is the Vain Man's Pack. A smaller single strap pack, about 10 pounds. Is finely crafted and intricately sewn with an intricately sewn face of an owl wearing glasses beside a candle. Next one is the True Adventurer's Pack, which is 125 pounds. It's a wooden iron wrought wooden chest with a formidable lock. There's carvings of various tools and supplies in the exterior of the chest. Next one is the Sneaks Pack, a leather bandolier, dried in black. It's 15 pounds, 6 patches that appear to be sleek, well-made, and reliable. A Cautious Stepper's Pack. It's a tall backpack, about 60 pounds. Supported by iron rods, it's designed to sit high on the back. It's made from a heavy tan canvas, charming brass buckles. You can see the outline of several tall objects from inside the backpack. Next one is the Trader's Pack. Small, ornate chest, about 25 pounds, and about twice the size of a bread box. It has a coin slot cut into the top. Mixer's Pack. It's a wooden box, about 15 pounds, with numerous small lock boxes. They appear large enough to hold jewelry, ingredients, or small components. And the Smith's Pack. A heavy leather bag, about 30 pounds, with thick straps that appears to open and can be opened up and laid out flat. There's small holes and scorch marks on it, and it has the brand of a hammer and anvil on the side. And that is it. Can't pick one. Bliss.
Well, I'm gonna be going with that first one that you just talked about. That crocodile one.
All right. Okay, the fisherman's pack. Don't want to go hungry. I like it. All right. Just scoot over to the side of the room while I call up the next one. All right. Hmm. Let's see now. Who do we have here? Yorig Bum. Gnomes. Wannabe halflings, if you ask me. Your turn, little
Oh,
one.
Georg! That's me.
I'll tell you what. I've never met an artificer before. Should be interesting. I wonder what it's like to feel the tingle of magic at your fingertips, little one.
Ooh, let me tell you, it's the most wonderful thing in the world. But you shouldn't worry about that. You'll never be the man your mother was. Anyway, I noticed on the form there was a father signature. I don't know my father, so I hope this is not a problem.
Gnomes. Classic. Take your pick of the packs.
This vain man's pack should do well for me.
All right, the Veins man's pack. All right, of course. And they say us halflings are the festive type. Conceited as well. No, it's them gnomes. All right. Next stop is Zula Fern.
That is me.
What in the hell are you? I have never, in all my years of travel and adventuring, seen anything quite like you. You call yourself beast. Can't talk, can you?
Yes, I can. I am a sloth person. There's very few of us. I'm actually out here to try to get some money for my people because we lost our land.
All right. Oh, very sad. All right, grab your pack.
Can I get the one that sits taller on your back?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
And last but not least, would you look at that? The devil in disguise. I suppose there's some tragedy somewhere in your upbringing. It obviously started with one, tiefling? What could someone like you possibly bring to the table besides baggage and bad luck?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Well, you won't have to be worrying about any condolences. Not much family. I got.
That's sad. Not really, but... Okay, so, what would you like?
That Smith's one. I work well with a hammer.
All right, Smith's pack is his. All right. Now that we got the formalities out of the way, a little less conversation, a little more action. Here's the job. The local Lord Alexandra the 17th has commissioned the Austin Guild to hunt down a bronze-back owl bear. Has been making short work of the local farmers' sheep and pigs. Now, I have to be honest with you. The reason we posted for contractual members is because the last group we sent to hunt the damn thing hasn't returned from the Southwoods. Neither has that group of local guard that tried to hunt down the beast prior to the Lord's commission. So sad. So be careful. Once the owl bear is slain, bring back its pelt to receive your payment. Commission is for 10 gold shillings, 2 each, and 2 for the guild. However, bring back evidence of what happened to the previous guild members, and you'll be paid directly from the guildmaster herself in the order of 10 shillings apiece, in addition to the Lord's commissions. The last known sighting was at the edge of the Southwoods, just beyond the stone obelisks. Before you set off on your quest, it would behoove you to see Kashta, the local expert of the area. I'm sure he'll be able to offer you some advice and insight on how to track down this creature. Oh, and before you go, take our hound dog. His name's Elvis. He's trained and passionate hunting dog. Keep in mind that when he picks up a scent, it's quite difficult to reel in. Any questions?
Well, could you tell us where we could find this Kashta?
Oh, of course, of course. When you walk out of the town square, you head west, west towards the Fairwillow River. You head south once you hit the river, through the lumberyard, across the stone bridge. And Kashta's hut is sitting in a quaint little guess you can call it hill at the top end of a bog.
I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Now, way that these camp packs are going to work, I'm going to tell you how what is in these packs. Don't worry about the weight or anything for the individual items. They're just going to be the weight I calculated just by the packs. The camper's pack. So Mike, in this pack you have a bedroll, a block and tackle, fishing rod, 50 feet of hempen rope, 10 foot of chain, fishing tackle, hunting trap, tinderbox, and one 2-person tent. Dylan, the Vein Man's pack. You have 6 empty glass vials, small empty leather pouch, bottle of perfume, steel mirror, ink, an ink pen, 10 pieces of blank parchment, blank notebook, 5 candles, and sealing wax. Next one was Ashley. Yours is the Cautious Steppers pack, 60 pounds. It contains 5 torches, a bedroll, 50 feet of hempen rope, 2 sacks, hooded lantern, 10-foot ladder, 10-foot pole, bell, 10 empty glass bottles, and 2 empty map or scroll cases. And the last one was Nick. Your Smith's pack is 30 pounds. Contains a small hammer. Not a weapon, just a working hammer. Smith's tools, leather worker's tools, wood carver's tools, tinderbox, 10 iron spikes, and a whetstone. Now, right, now that you got the job, you got your supplies, and you know where to find Kashta. So I suppose we'll be seeing you out, or we'll be seeing you. You obviously have potential, so I'm sure I'll be seeing you in the next couple of days. Or have fun in the Southwoods.
Well, thank you, sir.
So Lockjaw walks down, thump, 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 off the footstep, off the step stool, opens the back door, walks back in. And the guild house worker who escorted you in walks you out of the guild house.
And are we taking Elvis, or is he staying here?
Elvis is with you.
Okay, I'll take Elvis, guys, if you don't mind.
Aye, fine with
For
me.
being called Lockjaw, he does like to talk a lot. Takashita's?
On the Kashas, I believe he said it was past the small bridge, past the lumberyard,
Up a small hill.
and up a small hill. That's right.
Right. So you walk out into this bustling square. You see laborers carrying different products, sacks and barrels, crates, hand carts, some beasts of burden pulling carts, people selling produce. They're shouting to one another. You can hear the clang of shillings dropping from one hand to another. It's a short walk out of the town. It's a fairly small town, about 300, 400 or so people. As you walk out to the west, you come to the banks of a slow-flowing river, which is the Fairwillow River. As you walk down south through the lumber mill, it's a busy lumber mill. You see these large men and women just pulling lumber on and off from the saws, and pulling different pulleys, pulling these logs out from the water, where obviously they were felled somewheres north and floated down the river. A short walk from the lumber mill, you see a nice, fairly well-made wooden bridge that overstretches the Fairwillow Bridge, and you can see a small hut on the other side, built near almost directly, as if the tree was grown into this shape of a hut at the base of this large tree.
Before, kind of like on the bridge and stuff, like while we're walking, I kind of want to like pull Jorig like back, like just like slow down my step and everything, and just ask him, Jorig, what do you think of these? I've never seen a sloth before, and a cod shark. What do you make of that?
The hard shark seems to be more like one of us, just going down from town to town. But Jesus, that sloth person. Who's staying behind to staying the crops of field to scare the animals away?
Well, I'm sure we won't be anybody else just about as unique and crazy as that. Am I right?
Oh, I hope not.
While there are conversations going on, I want to just like completely be tuned out and just be focusing on Elvis the dog, because I'm just so excited to be walking the dog right now. I'm completely oblivious to what they said.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to.
Your group not quite tightly knit. You're keeping a little bit of a distance, a comfortable distance from one another, across the bridge, and approach the hut. You can see like a haze just like slowly drifting out from the various windows of the hut. Clearly that there's some sort of fireplace or cooking pot on the inside that's generating this bizarre fumes. It's sweet but tingly when it hits your nose. Who's gonna knock?
Well, seems to be cautious. I guess we go in.
Should we get the dog to sniff it out first, just in case?
I mean, it was recommended by
We're
Lockjaw.
wasting valuable time. Let me move. Costa! Costa!
It's
Hey,
okay,
thump.
darling.
The relatively loud strikes of the gnome's fist hitting this wooden door sounds throughout the hut.
I'm gonna open the door and just not say anything and look at these four people like, what are you doing here?
Are you wearing your skull? The house?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm
Oh, yeah.
immediately looking right back down to Jorig based on our conversation on the bridge. And I'm like,
I hope if I was him, I'd wear a mask too.
What do you want from Kashta?
we
Oh,
were,
you are Costa.
Hello, we were sent from the guild to find you.
from Lockjaw
Which guild
himself.
is this? Lockjaw. Ah. Aye.
Said you had information about an owlbear to the south.
Owlbears? Not for me. Maybe for you. But to the south. What do you want with this owlbear?
Well, can I pull out the contract? Do I
Sure.
have the physical contract? I'll be like,
Yeah, we'll say you do. Yeah.
all right, read this. We're supposed to kill owlbear down to the south, or at least see what's happening. A guild party went down there. A couple of guards haven't come back.
I scan it over and what is in it for me? I did not sign such a contract. Do I get any of these gold pieces? Are you going to pay Kashta?
I guess we could fork something together.
I see, evidence of the disappearing party. Should not be that hard to find. Might be the easier route for
You say
quick
that.
cash. Why? An owlbear makes a very big mess of its prey. If they have been sent and murdered by this owlbear, it will not be hard to find their remains.
Fair enough. Well, the contract says we need a pelt too, though.
A pelt from any owlbear or a pelt from the owlbear?
Well, I mean,
I hope there's only one.
sounds like a small
It is
plan.
fall time in the woods. There are many owlbears here.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe a bit of a gamble. Looking
I
over
feel
at
like it
Bliss.
It would be a little difficult to pinpoint which owlbear did this, but your contract says any pelt from any owlbear. So, it is up to you on how you want to fulfill your contract.
So you're saying if we pay you, you'll come with us?
Maybe. I will definitely show you the area, and I would be interested in 10 gold pieces.
I'll split my share with you. Could be useful.
I guess I will too. If we can have a new friend on board.
It sounds good. But before we make any journeys, we should definitely eat.
Here.
Here, yes.
I
I have food for you.
This place is like a psychedelic shack with all these fumes bustling about, right, Dave?
I don't. Kashta, what does your hut look like?
Yeah, exactly what you would expect a witch doctor's tree hut to look like. But
But with food.
I'm
I will pack us a lunch and we will head back. Which direction?
So just to refresh, in the contract it says, Lockjaw offered the information that last sighting of this bronze-backed owlbear was to the south past the stone obelisks
Okay.
in the south woods.
Is that revealed on the map?
there's some. If you look over here, there's. Well, I mean,
stones.
you wouldn't know this stuff. I wouldn't, but there's
Right,
some stones
right.
over here.
Okay. There is a deer in the woods. We can either have something fresh or you can have some of my cured meat from previous hunts. Or we should bring it and eat on the way. I'm assuming you have not had anything to eat all day. Lockjaw is a very stingy bastard.
We turned down a free meal.
You are a smart man, Bliskai. I read your name on the contract, and I have heard of you in town before.
All right. So
Name your
I appreciate the offer. I think Elvis here would like some meat. I'm just gonna eat some bears that I brought.
Very well. You suit yourself.
yeah,
What
we-
about you, gnomish man? Do you require sustenance?
Well, I want to get on this adventure, but let's have a quick meal.
I'll follow Joy's lead.
So, you guys sitting down for a bite here at the hut, or are you going to be snacking on rations on the way?
Snacking on rations on the way. I would probably just take what is left in the hut so it doesn't spoil, because we are going on an adventure. I don't want rotting food in my hut.
Right. So you all leave this, leave Kashta's hut. It was an awkward experience, to say the least. He guides you back over the bridge and through the lumberyard, but instead of continuing north towards Fairwillow, the village proper, it takes you out into the open fields, simply known as the fields. Smaller smaller huts, smaller farmers' huts and manors and things like that are built out here, where the local farmers and those who keep livestock, they have these large swaths of cleared land. It's like the only cleared out area in this part of the valley, and you can see these just rolling hills of just like wheat and corn and herds of cattle, sheep, pigs. Um, Passing through the fields um, is the start of a thick birch tree forest. Um, a thick birch tree forest, and there is a not so neat, but definitely carved out path through the woods that goes south towards the Southwoods.
Do we want to hold for Mike, maybe?
Oh, Mike
I
dropped.
think we might have lost or one of our buddies.
All right. It's up to you, Dave.
All right, hey Dill, shoot him a text, and for those of you watching,
there he is.
never mind, there he is. There we go, perfect. Sorry for the
Texting with my mind.
there, of course, the twin telepathy. I got you. I didn't realize it goes from all the way from Vegas to Colorado. I didn't realize that. All right, so Mike, go ahead and activate camera whenever you can. We'll get started. So Kasha leads you through these fields and to the start of their birchwood forest, known as the Southwoods. There's a cut path that is not heavily maintained and not frequently traveled, but there's a clear path that heads south deeper into the woods.
I want to pick up. I want to pick up, like, kind of like walk ahead and like kind of pick up, as if like I'm inspecting the ground. I look back at Kasha and I'd be like, "Is this an owlbear's track?"
I do not know. I am not looking at the track. I will come and look. So do you want me to make a check, or do you think that I would just know that?
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay. Also, survival check.
Sheesh.
Oh, nice. All right. So what you can discern from the this road, this path that has been cut into the woods, is that it's not frequently traveled. You don't see the edges of the trail are overgrown. The road itself hasn't been cleared of debris in quite some time. There's large twigs and things like that. But you do notice that some of the wild game have been using this clearing as a way to go from the woods into the plains and possibly back. Some of the tracks include that of deer. There's some canine-like or wolf prints and tracks, as well as a larger track that can either be, based on your knowledge and experience, either a bear track or an owl bear track, going deeper into the woods.
There is some sort of bear track here, yes. Do you want to keep following it?
Do you think if we had Elvis sniff it, he could maybe find it?
I do not know this dog. Maybe. That is a good idea. I've never tracked with a dog before. Are you familiar with the species?
I just got him today, but it seems like that the guild really believes in him. So I believe in him.
Well, I will tell you, if you value the dog, you should leash it. Do not let him run off after an owl bear alone. But I think it is a good idea.
So I grab some rope from my new backpack and I kind of like tie it so that he's like kind of slightly leashed.
A leash, like on his collar.
Yeah, so that I can hold on to him in a sense like that. And would I, with my animal handling, would I be able to actually have him be able to sniff this
Try to
out
pick
or
up a
no?
scent of something, whatever these tracks are.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, make an animal handling check.
Perfect.
Dave, while she's doing that, just move your mic up a little bit because I think it keeps on cuffing on your shirt. There we go.
All right. Sure. Thank you.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Sorry. My thing keeps on going away.
By the I'll let this go through.
7.
All right. What do we got here?
A 7.
A 7. All right. So you can see that Elvis is kind of sniffing, throwing leaves and twigs aside. Whatever. His attention is drawn to the deer prints. His attention is to the larger print. He's looking. He's trying to catch just anything that might be downwind, and he's just pacing back and forth. He's having difficulty just nailing down exactly what you want him to track.
When we go a little deeper into the woods, we will see if we can find some bear shit. And he will get the scent from that for sure.
Sounds good.
What is the marching order?
I will not be leading this party.
Who's up front?
I thought you were showing us the way, though. Why'd
I can
go
show you
cover?
the way, but maybe someone who is light on their feet might be able to scout the area. We do not want to go crashing through the woods infested with owl bears. And I am just a measly little witch doctor. I do not want to be eaten first.
Alright, I can make
Well-
a front.
Well, I was gonna say I could be right next to you with the dog. I'm pretty good in the forest.
It's fine with me. I'm not good in the forest, but I'm fine with the blade.
Okay,
We should
so
move carefully. Navigating the wilderness, and we do not want to get hurt by the environment itself.
how about you two? Are you hanging out in the back?
I'll follow Hope's lead.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Sweet.
Celine. So we got Jorig.
gonna
What about
say-
you, Bliss? Where are you at?
Bliss, we
Bliss,
can't
are
hear
you-
you.
I was gonna take.
Oh, there you go.
Where are you gonna take?
Can you guys hear
Yes.
me? Oh, I'll take up front with all you guys. I can see pretty sharp and I'm light on my feet.
All right. So we got 3 in the front rank. We have Jorig in the middle, and we have Kasha in the rear. Does that sound fair?
I was gonna say if
Sounds good.
he's on his feet, maybe me and Zulu could be behind him.
Okay. We'll put Bliss up front. We'll have Hope and Zula is second rank. Third rank is going to be Jorig, and last is going to be Kashta. All right. So the time of day is mid-afternoon. You continue south down this path. There's various evidence of animal travel here. Not much like foot traffic. As you travel down further into the path, the forest becomes more dense. The foliage is more intense, and you would expect it to be more vibrant this time of year. But there's a shadiness, a grayness to it. There's color, but there's this weird ambience to this part of the woods. As you travel down the road, you come face to face with these large stone obelisks of warriors. They're the just your like a guard almost. It has a helmet, small shield, sword, and armor, and it's standing on these obelisks, and they're about 25 feet, 30 feet apart, and they appear to create a line out to the west and out to the east.
All right. Contract said. Did Long Jog? What was his name again?
Lockjaw.
Lockjaw. Did Lockjaw say it was past these or at these? What do you remember, Zula? Shorig, Bliss.
Uh, well, what I remember is that he said to collect something to show the murders of the people and then find the owl bear. So I believe it's probably around here or a little bit further if there's a line.
While they're discussing amongst themselves, I would like to be looking for evidence of humanoid travel and owl bear travel.
All right, make another survival check for me. Okay. You notice that along some of these on these obelisks, there appear to be flowers, offerings, a couple shillings left on some of the stands for these statues, uh, frames, notes, and cases. Um, and there's a small plaque or etching, really, in the base of these obelisks. Um, Basically, a prayer. It says, "Wishing safe travels and a safe return for those who pass these obelisks." Um, you're starting to pick up more humanoid footprints, as if people are making offerings to these obelisks, and you can deduce that people travel here to leave these sorts of things out of pure superstition or belief that they protect the northern village from whatever's dwelling in the south woods.
Gotcha. Like a border. A faith border.
I was gonna ask, are these gods? If I need to make a trek, that's fine.
History.
Make a history check.
Let's see. Oh.
I will help.
Oh, I'm pretty alright with history. Hey, let's go. Just kidding.
I said that I would help also, so
All right,
Sorry,
go ahead.
go again?
Yeah, I did catch that.
Or
Yep.
did
Good.
do you want me to roll twice or Kasha roll?
Yeah, roll twice.
Gnarly. It's alright.
As far
I
as
didn't figure that much.
Yes.
As far as you can tell, these were constructed around the same time that the Fairwillow, the village, was constructed, and these appeared just to be guards.
Yeah. Fair enough. Looks.
if you're
nothing divine, as
superstitious,
you
you
can tell.
should leave a shilling or something meaningful to you before we travel on.
I would like to do my druid craft and create a bloom and put one of the blooms on top.
Like a flower, like a bloomed flower.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So you reach forward, and out of the palm of your hand basically sprouts this lovely flower. What type of flower is it?
I would like to put a lily.
Lily. This gorgeous lily. You just rest it down in one of the stands of the statues.
And then I turn back and I go, you never know.
Yeah, I
Well,
would
you
leave
should know that superstition is idiotic. It's not rooted in science at all.
I'd have to
But
agree
that's-
with Jorge. I don't care much for the gods. Understand them, but
These statues are marvelous. The craftsman is great.
There's sometimes things that you just can't explain, though.
fair.
Shall we move on?
Was Kasha, you said you were putting something down?
Yeah, I would just put a finger bone down.
Finger bone.
Finger bones.
Awesome. Just like
I'd once more look down at Jorg. I'm just like, heckin' weirdos, man.
I am now walking closer to you, knowing that he's behind me.
It's almost like a small child, like holding on to like your coattail or like your
Yeah.
sleeve.
Now,
Walking.
Shorig. You're supposed to be the older brother here.
So, as you pass this line of obelisks, these lines of statues.
Oh, actually, and before we pass, no, never mind.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Whatever you want to do.
Well, I don't see any drop-ins here, but I was gonna say, could Elvis again? Can we have him sniff and maybe he can like come up with something?
So the way that I'm gonna do this, call for these different checks, is you'll be able to repeat checks after about an hour.
Okay.
So unless you're checking for something different. If you're doing a survival check to look for firewood, right after you're doing a check to look for something else, that I would say that's different. But if you're just attempting to do the same thing over and over again, there's going to be a time penalty.
Sounds good.
All right. So, Elvis, Zula, Hope, Liss, Jorig, and Kashta walk past the line, deeper into the birch tree forest. And just this sense of just grayness, this heavy, dark feeling just grows heavier, heavier, and heavier around you. The forest becomes even more dense than it was before and almost becomes suffocating around this path. Is somebody having issues with Discord, jumping in and out?
Yeah, it's Mike. I was gonna ask if we can at least hear him, but it doesn't look like his camera's connecting.
Okay. So, it's almost suffocating around this path. On the other end of the path, you can see a clearing. Almost as if trees were recently felled. And there is a cart that's overturned, and several campfires that appear to have been fizzled out several days ago, and there is just dried blood and torn clothing and spilled barrels everywhere.
And then I turn to Hope, and I go, I think this is what they were talking about.
I think you're right. I think something happened there. Kasha, do you have any insight on this?
The deadly ferocity of owlbears is legendary. Even creatures that are larger than them avoid attacking them. It is not something that you would want to tangle with. I do not understand why Lockjaw would send 4 young adventurers on a deadly mission, or anyone else for that matter. But we can gather some evidence and maybe get a reward that way.
Bliss, Yorig, Kashta, and Zula. You hear a twig snap just outside of the clearing, and you can see this enormous, round, feathered mass about 100 feet out into the woods, just slightly broken up by the twisting branches and tree trunks, and these large, saucer-sized yellow eyes just glaring. Still.
Looking at us? Or
Looking at you.
Oh, damn. Alright.
If it moves towards us, we should run.
We might need...
Or hide.
Actually, I need you to make an animal handling check.
I'm gonna have my hands on my short swords. Yeah, let's go!
First,
20, baby!
Elvis points up, his ears flop up, and his tail stops wagging, and it's completely erect. He looks forwards and he points, and you can see that his lips start to peel back and furl. And you can see these giant canines, and you can see this frothing saliva drip down past his jowls, and he starts letting off these vicious barks. and you're holding on as much as you can to this this makeshift leash, where you're calling to the other party members to hold on to this leash to stop the dog from running. Is anybody jumping in?
Someone help.
Yeah, I'm grabbing on.
All right, sweet. Hope jumps on. Zula, jump in. I need you to make an athletics check at advantage. Perfect. You're able to hold on from this failed ambush attempt of this owlbear and this vicious sudden barking of the dog, and the fact that it is clearly outnumbered. The owlbear darts deeper into the woods south. You can see its form just break up amongst just the thorny briar patched bushes and different straight birch tree trunks. But now, as you look around, spooked from this owlbear, you can't help but notice that the black and brown rings on the birch tree bark resemble eyes, and out of the corner of your eye, you're darting back and forth as if you're seeing those saucer-like eyes again.
Oh yeah, I am primally shaken to the core. This is terrifying. I am terrified. This is a scary ass monster, dude.
So I just want to cut in really quick. Because the screens are off and it's cutting everyone off, kind of, did we want to take a quick technical break so I can try to get the screens
Absolutely.
back? Okay.
Stream will be back at 9:10. How's that sound?
Hopefully I can fix it in 5 minutes. Hopefully.
9:15?
But we'll shoot for 9:10, but no promises.
All right, sounds good. All right.
sound.
All right, perfect. Thank you everybody for your patience. Hopefully you guys hung out through that. Yeah, we're still new at this. We're trying to still jump some hurdles, some technical hurdles. So, the the barking of Elvis, and the failed attempt by this owl bear to sneak up on you and pounce on unsuspecting prey causes it to dart southward, and you can see its large form just break up amongst the backdrop of the woods, and you can clearly see a slightly metallic shimmer to the bronze shimmer to the feathers on its back. After all of this barking, you can hear a slight groan coming from one of the overturned wagons under a tarp.
I
Well,
head over there.
Yeah,
With,
immediately. I'd follow Zula.
I head
Is
over
anybody
there with
there?
Elvis. Is anyone okay?
You see a large man just waking up. You can see that he's clearly been knocked unconscious. He has a deep scar in his face. He's laying flat on his back, and you can actually see the chill in his bones from just lying still, however long he's been laying there for.
Are you alright, friend?
My son. Is he here?
I don't see anyone at the moment.
There's nobody here except for you. And us.
The owlbear. Does it still lurk in the woods? The owlbear. Have you seen the owlbear?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Elvis just scared him.
A dog scared away an owlbear. I
Well-
find that hard to believe.
I mean, I was
I'm a-
standing there with my blades too, but
Who are you? What brings you out past the mountains? Out past the statues? You're not supposed to be here.
we came
We're
in.
here
Oh,
to help.
you go, Zula.
We're here to we're here to help.
You can help by heading back to the village. The last raiding party that was sent out here was destroyed. My son. He's still out here in these woods. Do yourselves a favor. Stay safe. Get out of here.
With
This
It seems like you need more help than us right now.
I'll be fine. I've known these woods my whole life. It is you, adventurers, who come out here thinking they are seeking gold and glory, and they only seek death. I tell you now, if you venture any further past the statues, will only meet your demise.
You're
What
gonna have
is
to
your
come
name?
along because that's where we're going.
My name is Oren. I am a lumberer in town.
Oren speaks wise words. Our bears. They will rip us apart, and we would have trouble, a lot of trouble with just one. And these woods are full of them. We got lucky with the dog. I would pat the dog on the head and give him a piece of dried meat.
Ashta, it has been a long time since I've seen you outside of your hut. Tell these people. Tell them what dangers lie beyond the statues.
I have told them what they need to know, and only death awaits beyond the statues. And maybe we will get lucky and collect some of the evidence that happened here and bring it back to the guild. But fetching an owlbear pelt at this point in time would be damn near impossible unless we came across a merchant who was selling them, or a dead one.
You do plan on collecting that thing's pelt.
Not for 2 gold shillings as their contract is required. You should stick with the 10 gold pieces and bring back the evidence of what happened to the raiding parties.
I agree with the witch doctor.
I thought of a
An
plan.
owlbear pelt.
Could you,
What?
Orin? You introduced your name to us, right? I'm not.
I asked. Yeah. I asked
Okay,
what his
okay,
name
good,
was.
good. Could you, Orin? Could we come back with evidence and you tell them, you and Kashta tell them about this owlbear? Tell them that nobody's beyond these statues. Warn them. That's too dangerous. Could they take your word for that?
I've been here in the village my whole life. My word is my bond. I am telling you now, the only option is to send another raiding party out here. An owlbear will cut us to shreds. Unless we go and we hunt it ourselves. Owlbears come out in the winter like flies to shit. If we catch it off guard, while we still have it on the run, we can get our pelt and bring back the evidence all at once.
Oh, 2 gold shillings, Kashta will not do this. You will have to pay me a mountain of gold to attack an owlbear. This is foolishness.
Is there a reason that this bear is attacking now, or is this something that has been happening for years?
These woods, especially past the statues, gets more filled with monsters and demons. The owlbear have always plagued these woods. But there's something else about this. They seem desperate. Like they're running from something. Either way, I don't plan to stick around to find out. I grab my axe and I say, come, who wants to take the evidence and come back to town?
This is a good idea. Yeah, for it is almost nightfall, and that is when the owlbear makes its way from its den to hunt. We would be prey.
Fine. Let's take the evidence. Let's go back, give word, tell them to keep the villagers out.
Alright.
Just
No problem.
right before we leave, I would like to, obviously we can take bloody cloth as evidence, and we probably don't even have to with the word of Orin, who was in the last raiding party, but is there
Well,
anything...
just to clarify, Orin was not with the guild.
Oh, okay.
Orin
That's
was
true,
out
okay.
on his own. And what you've fallen upon is the convoy of the guards who came out before the guild went out there.
Oh, okay. So that's what we can discern that from investigating the area.
Yeah, I still
If you
want to
go
try
ahead.
to, yeah, I'm still gonna, because I'm still looking for my son, too. So
Okay.
I'm not sure if this owlbear has taken him.
We're gonna need more than bloody cloth. Anybody can bloody a cloth. Call that evidence.
That's what I'm saying. I'd like to search the area
Yeah.
if anyone would like to
Is
help.
there any evidence? I'll definitely help. Is there any evidence of this, of papers or something else of contracts to prove it was from Guildhouse?
Hey, Dill, go ahead and make that investigation check for me. The campground of this
Easy.
this campground that was ambushed. This convoy.
13.
13. All right. So you can see that the canvas covered wagon is of a normal color. You can see that the cloth that was pulled, the torn cloth, soaked in blood, is just of average. It's just your normal, what you would expect an average adventurer be wearing. It's just like this rigid leather, this brown leather. There's nothing that particularly stands out that this caravan belonged to the Orston adventuring guild and house. It's just As far as you can tell, this just looks like either a campsite that was attacked, or it looks like it was a caravan that was attacked shortly after a camp, but there's nothing that directly ties it to the guild house.
Is there anything that we would find useful, like for supplies or provisions or
All right.
gold even?
Okay, let me see. I will tell you right now. You have 3 rations, 3 water skins that are full of water, and just various crates of blankets and bedrolls and tents and fire starting kits and things like that.
May I look on the ground for footprints or dragging marks? Anything that would lend itself clues to where my son might be.
Dragging marks. Look, yeah, survival. That'd be more of a survival check. So you're looking for tracks of somebody being dragged away from the site.
Again, that would help.
Cool. So go ahead,
Yeah.
make a survival check at advantage. Kosh is helping.
Cool.
And how are you helping Kosh, though?
I would just look not where he's looking. Look in a different area. And you said the terrain was thorny, and when the owlbear bounded off, or maybe there was more, I would look for feathers or fur of the bear
Gotcha.
caught in the brambles,
Gotcha.
or evidence of bloody dragged human.
Makes sense. So go ahead and roll. Nick, just got to click on survival on your character sheet twice.
Oh, okay. Survival on the character sheet twice, eh?
Or if you go to the top, it says advantage, normal, disadvantage on your core, and I think if you click advantage, it automatically rolls it in 2 parts.
Cool.
Really?
Alright, survival.
Yep.
Sheesh.
I do it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the first one, you roll a 13 and an 8. Yep.
All right, gotcha.
Okay.
So what you can discern is that something happened here. Obviously, there is just footprints all over the place. Several people just it looks like several people were stepping all throughout the campsite, hastily stepping around. There's these thick, deep owlbear prints, and there is indeed a heavy, like a deep track of where something heavy was slid, just off the path, into the bushes. And there indeed are several feathers clung to these brambles, these thorn bushes, that are have that shimmering bronze-like color.
Is there any worth, either magically or monetary value, to owlbear feathers?
Find out at some point.
Yeah, I would
Can I-
collect a couple, because I'm assuming
Sure.
a feather isn't very heavy. That'd be-
Can
3
I,
feathers,
like,
3 owlbear feathers.
Would it be out of turn to make like a history check and I could like tell him or something? Or
History check for what? What are you trying to discern?
for like
Oh.
the value of owlbear feathers. Would I know something like that, or is that something
You can make a history check.
just to entertain the masses? So let me go to character sheet, history check.
So the
Okay.
9, what you're discern from, from your years of working in this area, of living in this area, that as owlbears age, the feathers on their back become bronzed and they lose their normal pigment. Rarely do they live to this age, so these feathers are quite rare. They're not, it's not that they've never been seen before, but they're quite uncommon. There's no value that you can discern from them at this time, but your knowledge about owlbears is that when they reach this age, they are unable to hunt for themselves because of this age when they get to this point, and that's when they usually prey upon livestock and humanoids as easier prey.
I see.
Um,
Oh,
just for the sake of trying to determine the worth, obviously it would be subjective. Maybe someone has a worth for these. I would put one of the feathers in my hair, so like if somebody saw it, they would be like, "Is that a fucking owlbear feather? I want it."
All right, cool, awesome.
So what did you two find?
there was someone dragged away this way. My son Eric is a fighter. He would not have given up even in the face of an owlbear. I want to believe this is him.
Well, apologize. Dave, quick question. Are there bodies around? Are there the guards' bodies around or no?
No, just
okay.
spatter of blood.
Got it. Well, you said you wanted to hunt it. So, what's the plan?
I do not think this is a good idea. This feather is old and bronzed. This bear will most likely not be hunting alone. Also, they drag their prey back to caves, and they feed on them there. It is almost sunset when they come out to hunt. I do not think we should linger in these woods any longer. We should come back in the morning, or mid-morning.
By then it might be too late. But you were right.
Do not think there is any hope for your son. Maybe he has escaped.
Maybe.
But if he has been taken back to the den, there is nothing that we can do for him now.
Well, we don't know that.
Not
He
be
could-
so quick.
He could be breathing. And that could be one life that you're just tossing to the wind.
Goes to the wind? Ha! Look at what has happened to this camp. Do you want the same thing to happen to us?
Nah, but I believe in loyalty just like how he needs his son. I don't
Believe
know.
in self-preservation.
You know these words better than we do. But just like what Hope said, if we want to save a life, we don't want to just let it go to the wind at this point.
And I'm sorry.
What do you say,
We're
Woodsmaster?
here.
Elvis's nose peaks up as the wind changes direction. He's picking up a scent. It's coming from the direction where the drag marks are going, and he's drawn to that area. He can definitely smell something downwind.
I want to look at that and then look towards Kashta and say, you say you came in, that you value self-preservation, yet you still came out here. So even you're looking for some adventure. You're looking to get a little excitement in your life. There's a life on the line. What are you gonna do about it?
I do not think it is up to me. I think it is up to the woodsmith. It is his son. And if the woodsmith wants to carelessly throw away his life and the lives of us others, then we shall go. But be warned, if the situation does seem dire, I will not hesitate to leave you behind. My hide is my own, and I must save that above all others.
I respect your integrity, witch doctor. As much smoke blowing as you do in your little tree hut, you speak truth. I have come out here to find my son. He is all I have left. You are free to join me if you can.
If you march to death or in free winter, I will come with you. Just to tell your story. I will write songs about you, or I will pay to have them written. I'm with you.
Aye, you got me.
I'm with you as well.
I look
So
down
what are you
towards
guys doing?
Jorg.
We are here on a mission. Let's continue.
And you, Code Shark?
The card shark is shuffling.
Yeah.
He is shuffling.
He's shuffling technical difficulties, which is fine. So, but at least his picture's up. So,
Yep.
all right.
Okay, so are we?
I'm ready.
Are we gonna follow this thing?
Aye.
How do we take down a back owl bear?
I have no idea.
I will tell you what I know of the owl bear. I have never killed one. It is, again, it is a foolish adventure. But they have what is called a blind rage. They see red, if you say, and they will charge an attack. So, if you could use the terrain, maybe lure him off a cliff or into a pit of spikes, that would be a good way to get an owlbear. However, we run into a group of owlbears. We will be food and shit by next morning.
I think you can leave some of that up to me. I know I look slow, but I definitely have some things up my sleeve.
I have seen what you have done with the dog, and I believe you have a strong connection with the animals. I appreciate that about you, Sloth Woman.
Oh, well, thank you.
So what are you guys doing? Clearly Elvis has
Okay.
picked up the scent of something over these bramble bushes.
Whatever we do, we should do it quiet and carefully. Also,
Definitely.
the sun is setting. So this could be a huge advantage with the owlbear because it comes out of its den to hunt at night, or it could be a huge catastrophe because we're just gonna run into a bunch of owlbears. But whatever we do, they're super heightened senses, so like it's kind of impossible to sneak up on one.
Alright, I want to review our options then. So
There's not many.
Yeah.
Death seems like a likely outcome at this
Yeah.
stage in the game.
I'm fine with that.
We
I was about to
we
say,
either
but is
have to go
Oren
back.
going to let his son die just for his
Yeah.
own self-preservation?
I mean,
Battle of
I hope
the-
not.
Oh.
Yeah. Oren would lay down his life.
We can just go find their caves right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm done
We
with
can-
what Kasha said to go in stealthily. Maybe have some people that, know the lay of the land, showing us the way.
If there's some like animals that they like to prey upon, I could like tinker up something that makes like a similar sound, and we could put them like within radiuses of their caves, and then go
Yeah.
in their cave.
Yeah,
I can also do things like
that.
that magically, but what Dave said about the history check was that the feathers have bronzed, which means it's old. So it's essentially preying on helpless animals because it's so old. So we might be in luck here as long as we run
I was
into
about to
one
say,
old
yeah.
owl bear. But
If there's more, we're kind
it's
of
still a
lost.
fucking owl bear.
Oh yeah.
So pardon my language.
You're fine. She can't hear you. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things that I could do too to help the case if we do fall into a couple. I'm hoping that it would.
Ashley, I
be
need you to make
enough,
an animal handling check.
Oh God.
Because she's handling an animal.
though. Okay.
Elvis breaks free of your grasp. Clearly the tether that you tied to his collar wasn't tight enough, and he jumps past the brambles, and you over this bush and into a clearing around like a small hill.
Oh no.
You can hear him barking. It's not like a whining bark, but just like a I found something bark.
Guys, it seems like Elvis found something.
It is, Dave. I was about to say it is getting to about an hour and 30 minutes, and if we want to
All right.
take a quick break before
Let's-
we go after what Elvis is.
Sounds good. I like that. All right. What do you say? A 20-minute break?
Yeah.
20
Works for
minute. We'll
me.
be back at 9:50.
All right.
Thanks for everybody who's sticking through us with all these technical difficulties.
It is.
Appreciate it.
We're
And
learning.
children.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right.
All right.
So right before we broke for break, Elvis, the hunting dog, broke free of Azula's grasp and ran past the bushes where this trail was pulled into across the bushes. Hey, Ashley, real quick, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you mute yourself when you're not talking?
Can you hear? I don't hear.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the dog jumps past these bushes where this trail of what you can presume a body was dragged around around the corner of a small hill, and is barking as if it found something.
Well,
What
let's
does your
stop
book?
standing here. Let's go and find out. And Jorik's gonna start following the trail of the dog.
Okay.
Should we go in stealthily? Maybe quietly have a tracker in the front. Orin, Kashta, you know these woods.
I say we do. We move in quiet. Do not startle the unaware. We spread out 5 yards each direction. We never know how many are out at night.
Everybody make a stealth check.
Aye.
Oscar, dude.
Boy! Oh, boy! Quiet as a mouse.
Not so quiet.
Am I quiet?
Nick, just make sure you're not rolling with advantage anymore, right?
It's just the first one. The first one would just take the first roll. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
We can leave advantage on. Yeah. So
Aye.
you all spread out along this this bramble bush, and you begin to push yourselves through the bushes. And every creak and crack of the wood just causes your hair to stand on end. But you all make it through. You wait and you listen. You hear nothing, just the sound of the dog barking at whatever's around this corner. Carefully, you round the corner and you can see half of a pig from the waist down, tied by its ankles up in the tree. And on the rope is a green tag with the emblem of a stag. Its entrails are mostly pulled out, and you can see another trail of footprints, of owlbear footprints, and a thin dragging mark along with the footprints walk out deeper into the woods off the trail, and there is just a mangled body just left besides this pig, like around the same area of the pig. There's leaf litter scattered all across the ground. There's blood spatter across the leaf litter, and a pool of blood that is below the pig carcass.
You said there was a body next to the pig carcass?
Yes.
Is there any way to discern if there's any, like, special pack nearby that they might have gotten from the guild house? If this was the original guild that went out?
Okay, so you're approaching the body?
Well, I run over to the body, seeing if it's Eric first.
I need Orin to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Just like GTA. Ah, shit. Here we go again. Dexterity saving throw.
Just click. Go to your
I
saves,
pray
just click
to
dexterity.
For a natural 20.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, there we go.
Uh,
Your
yeah.
foot presses down. The first step as you sprint over presses down. You hear a click. Clink! And you look down at your foot, and it's resting in the middle of a bear trap.
Oh, shit. No. Gosh,
I would Do not move, Orin. Stay quiet. And I would creep over to Orin, mindfully placing my steps in areas that I would test with my quarterstaff first, and rearm the bear trap, or at least hold it so he can get his foot out.
Are you confident that you can hold the trap open?
Fuck no. How strong am I? Well, if I reset a pin or use jam the trap open. Fuck.
I mean, he
I
didn't set
can
the
come
trap
over
off.
and help.
I can try to help.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, help would be great.
He didn't set the trap off. It just went click.
Right,
If
like it was
he pressed
about
it all the
to-
way, he would be in screaming
Oh.
pain right now.
I look over at Zula, seeing that she's got she's a
So
little,
who steps-
but she's bigger than I am, so I'm just kind of like forego my action to help. And I'm like, you got this, girl.
So we have Orin stepping on the pressure plate of this bear trap, and his foot is just resting on this pressure plate. Who's going to help Orin? Okay, Zula.
And Kasha.
All right, Kashta. Just those two?
I mean, if the more could help, yeah, I'm going to help.
All right, yeah, more can help.
Oh yeah, I'm going then.
Just need to
All right.
trust my
Proceed
feet
with
now.
caution.
Jorig, Bliss, are you going as well?
Actually, this is dumb than ever because nothing happened. And I'm just looking at you guys like dumb.
Yeah, I just heard a noise. Other than that, he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but if I take my foot off, my foot is gone.
I need Zula to make
not
a
Indiana
dexterity
Jones.
saving throw.
And here it goes.
It's my foot.
13.
So, again, as you're pressing along, Kashta goes in, starts moving some of the leaf litter out of the way, triggers a trap. Hope is shifting his feet through. Zula, unfortunately, triggers one of the traps and is in a similar situation. Actually, the exact same situation that Orin's in. Foot pressed inside of this trap. Lucky you didn't go off. You passed the
I
check.
am scared.
So
I want to. Hold on.
now we're both in a trap.
What was in that?
Just take your feet out of the trap, guys.
Can I take?
Yeah, I can't though.
Can I take one of my?
My foot's on the pressure plate.
Can I take some of
And
my?
if
I got
Take it off.
something.
I was about to say, can I take some of my iron spikes to like help like wedge the trap or like to maybe like offset like her foot it like how much does it? Well, clearly Zula weighs more than just one iron spike.
Before anything else happens, I believe I only have one spell slot, right? At this stage.
One spell slot.
One spell slot. I'm gonna just use it now and cast Fairy Fire in the immediate area so that it illuminates any traps. Like that is the intention of
Lose it. That.
because it says
It outlines the objects.
each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. I would pick violet. Any creature in the area where the spell is cast is also outlined in light. If it fails a dexterity saving throw for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against affected creature and object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible.
Okay. There are 4 more traps that have yet to be triggered around this hanging carcass of the pig, and there's also a length of chain that seems to have been broken, and the chain is the length of chain that is still on the stake from this bear trap has been pulled and then continues into that dragging mark along with the owl bear tracks.
I would like to take one of my arrows and press the unarmed bear trap to hear that one click and then take it off to see what would happen.
Okay. So
With my
you
foot
press
still in
with
it?
this. You press with an arrow.
Unarmed.
I want to do exactly what Orin and Zulu did when they stepped in the trap. They didn't set off. They heard a click.
So what they did was picture like a bear trap. It has the two jaws that are open, and there's a square pressure plate in the center that is
Wow.
pressed, and it's been triggered, but it's still pressed down.
Yeah.
And as soon as they
seems
let off any sort of
surprising to me.
pressure. Okay,
Yeah,
so you
bear
want to do
traps
the
work
same
well.
thing?
No, just my understanding of a bear trap. Usually, if it presses down, it goes kablam.
Gotcha. This particular trap works where it can still be pressed down more. It hasn't quite triggered the trap yet. Is that I'm trying to
Yeah.
Gotcha.
hasn't set it off?
Yeah.
It's
just
the creak of the spring before it. That was
Exactly.
the noise before it.
exactly.
Can we just reset it?
You can try.
That would be a good job for somebody with
After-
nimble fingers.
Yeah. After seeing what just happened and knowing where the traps are, could I carefully maneuver around first to Orange trap and try to tinker with this thing to reset it?
Sure. Do you have thieves' tools?
I do.
Try to do it. Try to reset the trap with the thieves' tools if you'd like.
All right, I'm down for that.
Hey.
Would
So-
mending reset a trap?
It's not broken.
Hopefully you can mend his
The
leg.
spring
back.
mechanism is broken.
It's been tripped. It's not broken.
Yeah, so that. Okay.
This is
So,
something
all right. So you use your thieves' tools, right? So what I need you to
Correct.
do is make a dexterity check, and then just add your
It's
thieves'
plus
tools.
2.
+2, your proficiency bonus. So it's a dexterity check with your proficiency bonus. So it's +2. So just roll a d20, and we'll add 2 to it,
Well, and the dex bonus.
and the dex bonus. So your dex bonus is what, a 3 or a 4? So you're
Yep.
able to maneuver the tools in there. You find the mechanism. You're able to gently decompress the spring from inside, and Oren's foot feels just the tension of the plate underneath just go underneath, and he's able to pull his foot out.
I'm gonna walk over and do the exact same thing.
All right, roll again.
Carefully.
So that's 10. 10 for trying to reset Zula's.
You try in the same method and manner. You slip the tools in there. For whatever reason, whether it was a different stroke of the hand, or this trap isn't quite the same as the other one, it is triggered and closes on Zula's foot, dealing 3 piercing damage. And she currently has a bear trap snapped
so
around her
sorry.
ankle that is restrained to that is tied to or secured to a chain and a stake in the ground.
Well, thank you.
I'm not gonna lift that one down.
This really hurts.
I can't pull this open.
Well, I'll come help.
Yeah, I can also run over and give a lot of strength.
Probably the lumberer might be a bit more stronger than I am. So
Yeah, guys,
So
I
have at
can
it,
help, but
Owen.
I'm feeling a little lightheaded right here. It's
I'll
Yeah,
so
so-
I'll help out Owen.
All right,
Allow
Oren,
me
make an
to-
athletics check at advantage. As both
I
of you
shall
press
show
with all your
on.
body weight to peel this off of her leg.
I pray to Helm, the Vigilant One, to help me lift. Has he answered my prayers?
The trap does not budge.
Ah, shit. Can I try again?
All right, we'll give it another try. But future tries, future attempts, pulling on a thick piece of metal with jagged teeth that's been that's currently clamped on someone's leg might cause some further
Yeah.
damage.
What if we get some leverage on it? Can we use that bit of chain maybe as two people on each side with two links of chain maybe? The tinker can tink it into two pieces and we can
Oh, there you
pull it
go.
apart.
Might be able to
Yeah, I
mend
have extra
some.
chain in my bag too.
Yeah, Jorah can probably mend 2 lengths of chain to the end and have multiple people pull from either side.
I like that.
All right, I'm shifting through my bag, putting on the chain, bringing out my tools. I'm gonna tinker. I'm gonna have to split the chain in half. One chain on one side, other chain on the other side, just tinkering along. Probably take me 5 minutes.
All right.
Nice.
Well, I twiddle my thumbs while I wait.
All right, and Dill, we're doing that 50% chance of the thing, right?
That's only for mending.
Are you mending, or you're just
No,
I'm
just
in
tinkering.
agony.
Oh, cool, tinkering.
While Jorg is tinkering, I'm, doing anything to take care of Zula, giving her some water. I feel terrible.
Holding her hair back.
All right. So, Jorg successfully fashions these 2 lengths of chain that 2 people on either side can grasp onto. I need Orin to make another athletics check with advantage. But in this case, I want you to add a 5 to your roll.
Okay. Is there a way I can do that in here?
We'll just add it after. Just roll athletics at advantage. Awesome.
Hey.
Boy.
You're successfully able to peel the 2 sides off of Zula's ankle, and she's able to pull herself down. You can see this thick crimson blood start to roll down the matted fur of her lower leg. You release the chain, and the bear trap seals shut again. Crisis averted?
We need a tourniquet on this leg. Now, who has some bandages in their pack?
I do have herbs and healing properties. It will prevent infection and she will heal over time. Unless anyone knows of magic spells that would be able to mend it instantly.
I don't.
Oh, I can mend.
It
No,
is
I
not
can't
metal.
I look down. I look down at Jorg, like a quick, sharp glance. I'm like, I don't think that's the right time for it, Jorg.
I was gonna say I can do some healing word on myself, but we might want to keep that one. So, Kashta, if you have some blends just to help out my legs so I can move, that would be awesome.
Seeing
'cause this
as
is-
we're in the wilderness and this is a survival campaign, I would like to add whatever herbs or moldy bread via penicillin or something to prevent infection of the wound, and then dress it. I would clean it with a water skin first.
Okay,
Also.
you can spend an hour to search for these resources.
Okay, and then yeah, I guess that is a good thing to do.
During that time, Owen, can we see if this is your son?
Let us see.
Well, here's the other thing. If it's gonna take an hour, no, never mind. I don't think that's
I just
never
go
mind. That's
over
my
to this-
character.
I just want to go over to his body without triggering any GD bear traps, and just turn him over.
Before I leave, to gather materials, I would just put the suggestion in the air that we should gather these bear traps. If we're gonna keep following this trail, because
Yeah, I was just gonna say Jorg is gonna put one in his bag.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
These
put one
traps,
in mine also.
These traps weigh 10 pounds apiece.
Good thing I grabbed the lightest pack.
Just remember that you can carry, before you're encumbered, 15 times your overall strength score. Your strength score is a 10. You can carry 150 pounds of weight. So, Orin, he steps cautiously towards the body. His lower lip is quivering, and he's hesitant to reach out to roll the body over. Orin?
Please. Let it not be him. I turn him over. And is it him?
So, you know owlbears' tendencies. And when they, particularly old or injured owlbears, you know that their intention is to disable and maim whatever threat or prey that they have to eliminate any bodily injury that they might sustain from hunting the prey. This particular corpse has been disemboweled and is missing its face. Its eyes have been clawed out, and it's missing its lower jaw. There's no way of determining if this is your son.
This can't be him. I just toss it back down. I just shake my head. I have no proof, but this is not him. Eric is still out there. I feel it. His spirit has not gone quiet yet. If we find this owlbear, we may find him. Let us move. It's already nightfall.
So,
I wanted to. So you said on the pig that's strung up, you said
Yes.
there is a emblem of the guild.
there is a green sash, like a verdant sash with the golden emblem of a stag. It's the same emblem that was draped over the podium and on the tablecloth in the guild house.
And now with all the traps disabled, if we wanted to grab that, what would we have to do? Like, how high is it?
To grab the, I mean, it's
Sash?
just up in the, it's, I mean, the pig is hung probably 10 feet in the air, 12 feet in the air. It's, you can deduce that it was set by the guild to try to lure in this
Got it.
owlbear.
Got it. Okay.
We should. We're retrieving the sash, though, right? That's the end goal as evidence.
I was thinking about evidence, but this doesn't look like evidence. This looks like, now that I'm getting the scene a little bit better, this is their kind of, it's their trap set up for the owl bears. So
Sure.
bring it
Let me
back.
put it this way: it could be evidence.
Well, I mean, you're out hunting. I'll try to help lift somebody up. I'm not tall enough to get it.
Well, Zula has a 10-foot pole in her pack.
Oh, hey, there we go.
So.
Could Zula, could we use that pole?
Yes. Here you go.
All right, I'd like to use the pole to grab the sash and
Okay.
just pocket it.
So you're able to push the. There's no way to really knock the sash off. It's tied on, but the pig is tied. The pig is tied at the ankles to a rope that is hooked over one of the branches above. You're able to slide the metal hook over the branch, and the pig carcass falls to the ground, and just like it just kind of like erupts and like flies just come up, just like nasty remains. And yeah, there's the green sash with the emblem of the stag on it.
Well, thank you for your pole, Zula, and let me grab this. And I like cover my face as like the flies are just around, and I grab the sash and I just like tuck it into my pack. And at this time, is Kashta coming back?
Look,
Yeah, I would say. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I hold on to my pole and be like taking a rag to it? Thank you. And I put it back in the bag.
So Kashta comes back. It's been about an hour. You guys have paid your respects to the dead. You've retrieved the sash. You've gathered up these traps. You ensure that they're safe and ready for travel. How many of these traps are you grabbing?
I will grab one.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
they're
can
10
only
pounds
carry
apiece.
one.
All right.
Yeah, I
think
took
everyone
one,
should
and I believe I
grab.
already have one that's already in my bag.
All right, cool. So just make a note of that.
I have a
Kosh,
quick question also.
sure.
Um, is there anything recognizable about the clothes of the dead humanoid? Is it part of the? Was it one of the party members of the guild, or was it one of the soldiers from that was sent after the party?
Orin would recognize that this is the garb of the local guard. This is a guardsman from Fairwillow. Now, Koshta returns with fresh honey that was scraped from a hive from a bee's nest, some naturally growing sage and different herbs, mixes them together into like this sticky paste, and rubs them across um, Zula's wound. I need you to make a medicine check. Ooh, all right, cool.
Boy, my roll's on point tonight.
Sheesh.
Oh, but mine is better. All right, the wound is successfully closed.
Okay. I want to lick my bloody honey fingers clean
Ooh, yummy.
in a true witch doctor fashion.
At this point,
Why,
This-
thank you so much.
at this point, just the top portion of the sun, the orange glow of the sun, can be made out over the distant mountains. It is mostly nightfall.
It's time to move.
Are we? We're still moving towards this owlbear cave. Where
Hopefully, pretty quietly.
Do we need a same
I
stealth
think a
rolls?
short rest would be good for me, but I don't think anyone else needs one.
Seems like the owl bear is preoccupied with half this pig he's eating. I think it would be an opportune time to follow.
I'd agree with the gnome man.
Yeah, I'd say probably taking a short rest next to a pig carcass.
Oh, true. Good point. Good point.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So yeah.
Moving
So,
forward.
continue. You notice that as you follow these owlbear prints on the left side of the tracks, there's that narrow, dragging like a strip that follows the steps, and on that left side, the footprints are at the heel of the footprints. There's a slight pool of blood as these tracks continue into the dense forest. As you continue to follow and the sun sets even more, the birch trees almost seem to glow, reflecting the moonlight. It is just this strange atmosphere around you, where the knots and the knobs of the trees look like the eyes of the owlbear, and the flaky white paper just it gives the impression that fingers are wrapped around the different branches. You come to the edge of a cliff, like it's a mountain face, like a sheer cliff, and there's a cave. There's a cave in the side of this cliff, and there are two more of those statues of the soldiers that are in front of this cave. In front of the cave, amidst in between these statues, are more pools of blood, various bodies of guardsmen, green cloaked guilds members, and the owlbear prints that are going into the into the cave.
As I'm kind of like looking at this, we didn't. We have like regular rations, and you would say I have a water skin, right?
Everybody, yeah.
Okay. I take like a handful of water from my water skin, and just under my breath enough, to so nobody hears. I'd actually kind of hang a little back, and under my breath, I'll just say, "Zosi, talk to me." As I cast Armor of Agathis. So the water kind of like comes and coats my skin with a armor, like a armor of frost.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. Anybody else?
I'll even.
I would
post
ask
in here.
the party to set up their bear traps around the entrance of the cave because I
Exactly.
have an idea to draw the owl bear out. We should take tactical
Go, Tim.
I was thinking
yeah,
of the
we should take
same thing, Kosh.
tactical advantage outside the cave. It comes out at night to hunt, and I can use one of my cantrips, Minor Illusion, to project a bleating, wounded fawn several feet beyond the traps, and hopefully we can lure the owl bear into multiple bear trap and then ambush it.
So I was
Here,
gonna say,
Fate.
Oh,
ahead.
I got something too. I apologize. I could also cast Entangle so that we can keep them in a perimeter that they won't go any further because they'll have thorns and all that fun stuff going on. So we can do an action like kind of an action like that.
I would set up my bear trap.
How?
All
So
right.
you're saying these two statues are on each side of the cave? Are they pretty big?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So could I set up the bear trap just as Kosh was saying, but also then just hide in front of the one of the stone statues that's to the left side of the cave?
Okay, the statue to the left is actually fallen, but most of the statue is still erect.
And so the right one's more predominantly put together?
Yes.
And then I'll hide behind the right one.
so Yorig is gonna take his bear trap and also someone else's bear trap, and I'm just gonna do some magical tinkering with it, and it's going to emit the sound of. So Tim's going to project an image of a fawn. These two bear traps are going to emit the sound of like a weeping or wounded fawn.
Bleat.
Okay. How many bear traps are you setting up?
I'm setting up 2 with the sound, the audible sounds.
Okay. So we have 2 bear traps.
Yeah, I set mine.
Yeah, I took one from the scene we were at.
I
and
want to
had
set
one
a bear
inside in my
trap
bag.
too, and then cast
So we have 5
Entangle.
bear traps, right?
Yep, and I want to cast Entangled around everyone's bear traps so that when owlbears come, if they try to get past the bear trap, they'll get caught in the entanglement.
Okay.
Seeing this, I was going to grab my short swords, but seeing as this might be a more ranged encounter, I start to prepare a crossbow.
Okay. Okay. So now, as you're setting up these traps and casting your spells and preparing yourselves, you hear a faint voice coming from inside the cavern. Help me! Help me! You hear an echo, and Elvis's ears perk up. I need Zula to make an animal handling check.
Oh boy.
You have Elvis successfully restrain. No, actually, how are you holding on to Elvis? Because he broke free of the leash last time.
Fuck!
Are you holding his
Oh.
collar? So I would say this
Right.
check is at disadvantage. Go ahead and roll again.
Yikes.
Ooh, even better. You're able to reach with surprising speed, sloth-like speed, and loop your hand around his collar.
With your long arms.
He's
Long
just
arm.
as terrified as everyone else about the way I look.
You hear, "Please help me, please."
At this point, I would cast the image of the fawn.
I shoot a glance at Orin, and like look towards the cave. Is that your son?
Well, can I? That's what I was going
Don't
to
get
say.
them riled up.
Can I make an investigation check and be like, Eric, dash over there? No? Can I? Right, Dave?
You want to dash over there?
Well, I want to make an investigation to see if I can tell if that's my son's voice.
Okay. How close are you going to go?
How
It's
close
going to
am I?
determine the DC for this check. All right. I have you guys in front of this cave right now.
Are these things that are in front of us the traps?
Yeah, I don't have a bear trap token.
That's fine. I just wanted to clarify.
I'm not going in there.
Please. Dad. Please.
No. Eric! No! So I start to like move over there. But oh
You should
freak,
wait, Orin. You should wait.
I like catch myself. But I'm still like, Eric, no.
Looking at Yorig for the sound.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to bolt with Orin if he runs inside.
Please, Dad. Help me.
I would cast another cantrip of dancing lights inside of the cave. It's a concentration spell, so
What is it? Minor illusion?
you create the torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air for the duration.
What's the range?
20 feet.
20 feet? That would be just at the mouth of the cave. You're about 25 feet away. You'd have to step closer if you wanted to go into the cave.
Does my superior dark vision, can I see into the cave?
Ordinarily, you would expect yes, but it's quite confusing that for some reason you're unable to view beyond the threshold of the cave.
I do not like this.
I need...
Joy, make the noise.
Oh yeah, the noise goes off as soon as I'm done tinkering. So
Oh,
So it's what, the sound of a
it's been
lamp?
going off.
Like, or
A bleat of a young,
a
young
wounded
fawn.
fawn.
young
Thank
fawn.
God, because if you guys ran in, I was gonna trip you to stop you. Fucking idiot.
So the sound goes off. You just the sound of the it's like little fawn, as if it was calling out to its mother, and you just hear, "Father, I need." Oop, I didn't mean to roll 4. But we'll go off the first roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kashta to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. Sorry, I am not familiar with this, the Roll20 page yet.
No problem.
I
Top
just
left,
click
you're going to see
on
saves.
Okay. You have to highlight the word.
Sheesh.
My gosh, dude.
Rolling high tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. You look up, and out of this pitch black darkness comes this enormous severed owlbear head. Comes flying through the air in your direction. You're able to leap out of the way as it slides, triggering your trap, and slides, nestling itself next to the trees and brush behind you. It has been clearly torn from its body. As you look up back towards the cave, you hear, "Father, help me, Please, come and help me.
That's enough of
This
this.
is clearly a trap.
How can I move my character?
Go ahead, move him now.
I'm going to advance 5 feet. I'm gonna call out to my son Eric. Eric, we're coming. Hold on.
Can you move your character?
No, I can't. No.
All right, drag him out. Drag the character out from your. There you go. Can you move that one? All right, good. Perfect.
Well,
Alright,
no,
so-
I can't move my character.
Drag him out. Drag another one out.
Still can't move him. I can drag him
Hold
out,
on
but I
one
can't
second.
move him.
Let me make sure. Try it now.
There we go.
All right, good. All right, so you move closer here. That's right, Father. Come closer. Step into the darkness.
This is a trap, Woodsmith.
Wait a second. Eric,
You're almost here.
that isn't you.
As you come closer, you see these giant red eyes appear.
Shit.
And the sound of
Tactical
sobbing
retreat.
slowly changes from
Jorah takes
Father.
out his mirror and he starts to shine his mirror towards Orin, towards for sanctuary.
Ooh.
casting
Ooh.
Sanctuary.
Oh
Spicy.
yeah.
Okay. Throw it in the click on the spell. Let me see it.
Oh, that's right. I
me
can throw
read
it
it.
in here. Yep.
I love this spell.
Oh, I do. You ward a creature
Okay,
and-
awesome.
Thanks.
You're going to die in this forest. You're going to die. You can run. Feed me now.
Get back. Everyone, get back. Can I actually move my character back, or is that?
Yeah, go ahead. Do what you guys are gonna do. Are you guys
Okay,
gonna
good.
hang out? You guys leaving? You guys fighting? What are you guys doing?
I mean, I'm definitely willing to
Prep for this
build
trap.
something here.
From my standpoint, we have the head of the owl bear, which is
It's not
evidence
the
for your
pelt.
two. It's the head of an owl bear. The pelt was destroyed in combat. It is proof of dead owl bear.
Attack.
I'm sure we could negotiate our way around that, and then with the sash, I think that we could also make it look like monies, or we could fight. It's up to you guys.
Our viewers want to see combat.
I'm down for
Combat.
I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. But
Yeah, I would step closer so that the well, does moving mess up concentration?
No.
Yeah.
I would move closer so the light goes into the cave. The dancing light cantrip.
As you
neither-
cast the lights into the cave, they are swallowed by what you can only describe as a magical darkness.
I have this spell also. Give us an elvish ability, dark elf ability.
Enter if you dare. Enter if you dare. I'll find you tonight. I would love a chase.
I'll look at Orin.
Makes things
Your son.
interesting.
This thing has killed your son. It deserves to
No.
die.
Go back to the shadow from whence you came.
I'll run in with him,
You
or I'll
little
run in
thing.
with him.
I don't know.
Eyes,
I'm
they dart
staying.
into the darkness.
back a little bit.
You hear these large thump, 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 as these heavy footsteps of what you can imagine a enormous creature is just walking deeper into this cave, laughing to itself. And as you step into the darkness, you are completely consumed by this darkness. You cannot see in front of you, and you cannot see outside of the cave.
Okay.
I'm not going in there. You guys are tripping. Come back and follow the sound of my voice and come back.
All right, Orin, it's all that's lost. We have to go back.
Yeah, I'm staying out here, sweating.
Rest easy tonight.
Gotta be a way we can draw this thing out and not go in.
Find you all. The woods. The woods.
Okay, so
Or you can come to my home. Follow me here. Follow me here.
okay, yeah, let's just all go inside the cave. Like, I don't care what your alignments are. Let's go in the cave and see what
Pause
else.
them. They're not gonna do anything against the character. I mean,
Well,
I just we
don't know
can't
what we're
see in the
supposed to
cave.
do. Like,
It
what
doesn't-
are
I'm
we
gonna
supposed
take my
I don't-
50 foot of rope that I have in my back.
And
I'm gonna tie part of it
we
to the
already
statue,
used. I don't know.
and then I'm gonna walk in with that.
It's a-
What?
It's very dark in there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tie that rope to the statue and then start walking in, still holding onto that
We
rope.
can. I
I'll
was
follow
gonna say.
Bliss.
So if a couple of you go out in the cave, a couple of us can stay out here and try to create a trap. That's what we want to do. Or we can go back to town like Cash just said, because we have.
Should we roll for it?
I don't know. I'm following.
Odds are in the
Cast it.
cave. Evens are out of the cave.
Follow me. Follow me.
I'm gonna do what Dave says, and I'm gonna follow.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just gonna
following
follow the other
Bliss.
people in the cave.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
the
put
DM's
my
hinting
hand on the
pretty
rope.
hard, so let's do it.
So you're saying none of
Oregon's
my
going
dark
in.
vision is happening?
Okay,
Yeah,
Dark
how
no,
vision
much?
this
is not
magical
working here.
darkness.
This is
All right.
magical darkness.
How much rope do we have that you guys
50
are
feet.
holding
50
on to? Do you want 50 more feet? Because I had a rope and a hemp rope.
Yeah, we'll take half of yours
So I
and
can
tie to
give you 50
mine.
more. So there's 100 feet that everyone can hold on to.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right,
You
so
wanna
we're all
use
we're all
that?
going in.
I'm going in.
Going in.
Oh, we are
Yeah.
all going into
We're
the
all
cave.
going in.
Okay. Wonderful.
Oh, just black screen. Okay.
Where is Elvis at this point? Is he by my side?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we still.
He's hesitant.
I'm hesitant too. Don't you worry.
Another animal
Like
handling
what
check.
I'm stepping on.
You
kill
hear
my-
as you
kill my
step,
dog.
it is just the crunch of loose gravel and dirt. And as you step forward and you continue walking, holding onto this rope, your steps become more squishy. Like there's wet.
A 15.
You're able to successfully convince Elvis to come with you.
He's my baby.
You're walking forward slowly,
Love you so.
slowly, but surely, slowly. The ground becomes more and more wet, damp, and eventually your boots begin to sink into the sediment. And with each step, your feet, it gets harder and harder to pull your feet out of whatever you're stepping in.
What do you say, guys?
Still can't see.
Cannot see anything.
Guys, how about we just backtrack? For...
Or one person goes with the rope, and then we can pull them out if they get stuck. I don't know, guys. I think we should abort this one.
I mean, I'm saying out of character with Hope. If there was something that was primed to attack us, now would be the time. And if it ain't doing it, then I say we out.
It's also
have-
darkness.
I have a question.
What's
I
your
have a
question?
DM question. So, this is magical. Well, okay, I'm gonna do it. This is magical darkness. Does that mean that I would not be able to do Druidcraft and create a gold orb so that we can see? Because it's magical darkness, right? Okay, yeah, guys, I think we should abort.
So I saw Kashta try to light, but just for my own sake, I'm start whipping out my hand and produce flame.
You can feel the heat from the flame. There is no light.
I fling the flame towards the ground as a almost as like the firebolt.
Again, you feel the warmth of the flame leave your hand, and there is no light.
So okay, so
I'm
no one
starting to
felt damage
backtrack.
from me throwing that fire.
Nope. That's
Did it dry the ground?
Yeah, guys.
Alright, fine. Forget it. Just get out of the cave.
I stop backtracking, and I feel like Elvis is just running out at this point. I
so.
get
The
out of the
consensus
cave.
is you leave the cave.
I'm pulling
Yeah.
that rope.
Done.
This cave no more.
Yeah, I mean, Orange
As
Sun is
you-
lost.
As you guide
on.
yourselves, out using the hempen rope, you can see that when you step out of the cave, it has even gotten. I mean, there's an instant, like almost blinding light, just because it's not bright light. It's not blinding light by any means, but just the
Pure darkness, the
the
light.
stark contrast of just the absence of light at all. Stepping into moonlight is very bright. As you step out, the voice from inside the cave says, "Let the hunt begin."
Are we out of
What
the
do you guys
cave
do?
successfully?
Yes, you guys are out of the cave.
Gonna
What are you guys
leave. I'm
doing?
gonna rearm my trap, and then I'm gonna pick up the owl bear head and start cautiously making my way back to civilization.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm
The
trying
owl
to-
bear's
I'm with-
head. The owl bear's head weighs 35 pounds.
Okay,
I didn't pick up one of the traps, so I got plenty of weight that I can carry.
I have plenty too.
I'm with you and walking back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it wasn't gonna hunt us in there, it's not gonna hunt us out of here.
So you all continue away from the cave, and I'm assuming you're tracing your steps back from which you came.
Yeah, we have good old Elvis here. That can help us out.
Probably say carefully
You want me
too,
to fix
right?
that rope
Yeah,
that
carefully.
broke the leash?
Oh, that would be so nice if you could do that.
Let me just
Oh,
mend
God.
it real quickly.
Oh God! Oh
God,
Oh no no
All right, he's
Can
gonna
we
end.
just-
Odds are even still.
Can we just tie it? If you kill
odds,
my
odds
dog.
would be bad. Go with that. Odds will be bad.
All right. So let's see. Oh my God.
Nice.
So, because of your ineptitude with utilizing the mending spell and produce flame spell, instead of mending, you cause a flame that just burns across Elvis's his neck. And let me hold on 1 second. I just want to look something up.
Can I do my healing?
I thought you rolled
wing?
a 4.
No, the
No,
4
first
is
one.
the fire damage that he is
Ah.
going to be taking. I just want to make sure that I don't kill the thing outright.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
So. Yeah, it would produce flame.
Okay.
A 1d8 of fire damage.
A 1d8 of fire
Oh,
damage. Okay. Okay. I was being. All right. So his fur immediately catches, and
Can I
he
do
drops-
healing wounds?
he drops to the ground, unable to move, and he's not breathing.
Can I do healing
I
wounds?
thought you were just fixing the rope.
Yeah,
Can
I
I
was
do
fixing the
healing
rope.
All right, use healing word.
I don't know what happened there.
Use healing word.
What?
Oh my
How
god.
did?
Okay, hold on.
Hope is
1d4
looking
plus three.
shocked at Jorg. That
Hold on.
why would you even think it's a good idea to aim at a dog?
I was playing with the clocks, and every time I said to 6:30 in 6 seconds, something happens. I don't understand.
You're playing with the clocks? Do you not know how to tie a simple hitch knot? I thought you were
7
a
points of
smart
healing.
man.
So you're able to. You see the life start to, just before it's about to leave its body, just it's able to be retained. It's still currently unconscious. The dog is healed. Its wounds are healed, magically healed. The dog's unconscious. Mastiff weighs 75 pounds.
I've never seen this happen before. I was just fixing the rope.
Hold on, I gotta just make sure I can carry this dog. How much did you say we can carry?
15 times your strength score.
A strength score.
Is your strength 12? So 12 times 15?
Yes.
I would just be belittling this man of science into not being able to see the potential outcome and the simpler way of not being able to bind a dog without
I'm gonna-
magic.
I'm gonna carry
Carefully
the
looking
dog.
at his tools.
All right, carrying the dog. So you guys set back past the traps and the bramblewood, where the pig carcass was fell from the tree, where you dropped it down from the tree. You continue to walk through the bushes, past the camp. You keep walking and walking and walking and walking. And the same path leads you back to where the pig was hanging, the traps, and you pass the bushes and across the campsite.
We are going in circles.
And you keep walking and walking along the same path
We should
without
stop
making
before we become exhausted.
without making any turns, and you just keep walking. And you pass the pig, the bushes, the campsite, and then the pig, the bushes, the campsite. It's getting to the point where you've been walking for about 6 hours now. Rules is written. Travel after 6 hours, or after 8 hours. You just have to start making some checks for exhaustion. So, you got about 2 hours left of walk in you.
I should eat something.
Well, we should rest at this point.
There's an ominous
The woods.
ambience to these woods. The grayness, that heaviness surrounds these birch trees is quite curious.
Yeah, do I know what it is? Is there any way to determine that via my hermit background, or there was something else that was helpful?
You and Orin know of many superstitions of the Southwoods and why no one passes these obelisks. And Those who pass the obelisks are usually never seen again.
Does anyone else think this is a trap just like the cave, where there's some magic tomfoolery going around?
No doubt. No doubt.
Is Kasha saying that, or is Tim saying that?
Both.
I think something's up. Something ain't right.
God, whatever that voice was is trying to hunt us now.
Well,
That's what it's saying.
You're still thinking about why I failed a simple mending.
or targeted a dog.
Zula refuses to even look at Jorgen's way. Like, I am so distraught over this dog that's still.
I think we should rest and see if the sunlight does anything. I do not have anything in my capacity at level 1 to counter spell or prevent magic or travel home. I don't know what else to do, but we shouldn't exhaust ourselves and then potentially get into combat. with the
So
penalty.
I will be rolling out my bed sheet thing.
okay,
Oh
so
my
you
God.
start setting up camp. Now this is the point where, again, rules is written, and I think it's good to establish in session 1 that over the course of an adventuring day, each person needs 1 pound of food, 1 gallon of fresh water. I believe you guys had had a ration, a couple bites,
3 and 3.
and a couple
We
sips
found
from your
some.
water skins, but a water skin is clearly not a gallon.
Yeah, we found
gonna-
3 rations and 3 water skins also,
Skins.
additional.
Gotcha. So, the dog, Orin, Zula, Hope, Bliss, Dorig. Now, a water skin probably holds about 8 ounces of fluid, maybe 12.
There were other rations and water skins at that camp in those boxes. You can go
So,
there.
what do you guys have in your inventories? I mean, you guys gathered those 3 water skins and those 3 rations already.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
No, but
Yeah,
was
the
there
rest
still
was just
more?
bedrolls and stuff. Bedrolls and tents.
So, what I'm saying is,
We gotta
got
find
it.
one.
you guys are going to have to start thinking about these things at the end of your traveling day. Otherwise, you are going to start
How much
accruing
how
some
much water do
penalties.
we need?
I think
1 gallon
you're-
per person.
I think you're able
Okay,
to go
because the
some
water
di-
scan says it's 5 pounds. 1 gallon's 8 pounds, so we got 2/3 of a gallon in a water scan.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we're going
also-
rules as written too, I think we're able to go some days without food or water. Less on the water,
So you can-
more on the food.
So basically, the way that it works is you have half rations. You make different checks and things like that. Are you guys trying to conserve your rations? Is somebody gonna try to forage? You guys gonna try to find some water?
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Well, that's the other thing is that we have 2 hours of travel left before we become exhausted, and Orin and I are both very knowledgeable of the area. And do you have any druid craft that would help with food or water? And I feel like we would be able to gather these things quite easily as
I was gonna say at this
experts
point,
in the area.
I don't have much.
I would do 2
But-
things before resting. I would forage for food, and then I would ask to borrow the rope and empty bottles, and make a perimeter, kind of like a
Yeah.
so the bottles clink if the rope moves. If somebody's trying to sneak
So
up
within
on us.
okay. So before we move forward, so within those 2 hours of looking for a place to camp, you have the site where the pig is. You have the site by the campsite. You have obviously the cave, right? or you can go with the fourth option and walk off the path and try to find a different place, which will take your last hour. So we can go by the dead pig, go by the entrance of the cave, or you can go where the site was, where there's where the all the guards were.
Templars.
Those are the familiar spots, but I'll give you a fourth option to try with something else.
There were the tents and bedrolls back at the site. And if there are more tents than us, we could just set them all up, and maybe it would help if we
Yeah.
get attacked in the night.
And I can create a small campfire.
I'd also say now looking back at the rules, finding water is definitely more important. A character can go 3 plus his or her constitution modifier without food for that many days, but it is 1 gallon of water per day.
So it looks like water. You guys are going to be looking for some water.
If you guys want to head out
Okay.
and get water, Zula and I can
it's
set
that
up
we're gonna
the
try to go
tents
back
and
to that
everything.
campsite, have
Okay.
some tents, look for some water, and I can create
So-
a campfire.
Okay, cool. So Zula and Bliss are setting up camp. Who's looking for water?
I would drink all of my water first, and then I would go look for water to fill in my water skins.
Okay, gotcha. So
I'll
you guys are taking
venture
the
out
water
to a
skins to
river.
fill up. Oren, what are you doing, Oren?
I can venture out to a river, or I can gather wood for the fire.
Okay.
I'll help Owen
So-
with the wood for the fire.
Okay. So Oren points out some tips, and Zula, being a nature-loving being, and Kashta also knowing the area, you know that as you start to, you're more likely to find water when you go down a slope, down a hill. You want to find the lowest ground level. So Zula, Kashta, and who's last one? Jorg?
Oren.
Jorg? Yep. Oren. No. Who's going for water? There's 3 for water.
I thought it was
Well, I
Kasha
was-
Jorg.
Yeah, I was making a camp.
Okay, gotcha.
Doing a
So it's
campfire.
Kashta and Jorg are
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
get water. Kashta and Jorg, as you explore this area and you're starting to go, you start to notice that the ground is starting to get more damp and waterlogged. You round a small hill, and you can see that there is a break in the trees, and there is a serene, still pond. On the other end of the pond, you can see beyond this break in the trees, beyond the hills, the light just hits perfect through all of those breaks, where you can see the flicker of torchlight several miles out, some sort of settlement. At the edge of the lake or the pond, there is a bridge that has been sunken into the pond, and the pond is about about 100 feet wide before the path continues on the other side of the pond. There are water reeds and lily pads, and you can hear croaking of frogs and bullfrogs.
Is this on
and
the
just, like,
map?
faint. Nope, not yet. Faint splashes of frogs and little waterfowl jumping in and out of the water.
Ashta, do you know a settlement south of your town?
Dave, do I know a settlement south of the town?
Make a history check.
History. Also, while we gather water, I would like to try to catch some frogs, because frog legs are banging.
No.
Sure.
Be wary.
I don't know if
Of
anyone's
the
ever had,
frogs.
but they are quite delicious.
I just need to see if this is the right lake.
There are rumbling rumors of a settlement that broke off from Fairwillow hundreds of years ago.
I would explain that to Jorg while gathering water and frogs.
Gotcha.
Is it the... Damn it. Is it the Fairwillow Swamp or Fairwillow Lake? Or is it a different place
No,
altogether?
this is you guys are far beyond this.
I also, is this water safe to drink? Can I determine that from?
There's a
I mean, I guess if there's wildlife in it.
make a survival check.
Ooh,
Ooh,
natural one.
There's a thick green film that floats on the water, especially by the edge of the ground.
We could just boil this water.
Yeah, we could boil it and filter it. Good idea. Oh, I guess, yeah. How many frogs do we gather?
How many frogs?
Yeah.
Make a survival check.
All right.
Let's go all these survival checks. Let's do them.
I'm gonna also help Kashta grab some frogs.
You were rolling so well, and now
I
karma's
was rolling
coming.
so well. So do I roll with advantage for the frogs?
Nope. So, frogs, they elude your capture, and they jump into the water. The rest of the party is in an earshot of where you're at. They hear the splashing. At the edge of the water, you can see all these little eyes just begin to pop up, frog's eyes all throughout the water, like normal frog eyes popping up. And then in the center of the pond, about 50 feet out, these two enormous eyes pop out of the water.
Do not get close.
Bjorg is gonna start to back away a little bit.
I have heard tell of these swamps.
Same.
They are host to giant frog creatures and other strange abominations.
Well, wait, Orin, aren't we getting... We're getting wood.
Oh, we're not near the shore at all? I thought I was getting water and wood. Never mind.
Oh.
I do not hear any of these.
Yeah, we should go back.
Oh yeah.
But we should mark the path back to the swamp.
I think we would be able to remember.
As you're beginning to leave, an arrow flies past your head, embeds itself in a tree, as two more smaller sets of eyes pop out of the water.
Can I determine where that arrow came from if I turn around?
Yeah, you see these frog-like beings poke up out of the water, and they're bearing these short swords and these spears, and they're reaching back, ready to propel another spear towards you.
Great. Jorg is going to.
What are you gonna do?
I get a nice chaos bolt and put on my little tinkering glasses.
Well, before we do all this, we'll hold that. This is where we're gonna stop tonight.
Hey.
Oh, all right.
So that is all I have for you for tonight. I don't want to jump into a full-scale combat. Just want to let you guys know you're in an earshot of each other. You may be a turn or two away. What'd you guys think?
Should you go by person like we usually do?
What's that?
You know how
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we'll go do that. So this is something that we typically do in our, for the viewers out there, what we do during our sessions. At the end of the session, we usually talk about, we'll go one by one, and we talk about favorite moments, things that stood out, things that confused us, things I did horribly, what a horrible DM I am, you should have done this, you should have done that. We'll start usually on my screen. I look on Roll20, and I just look at the different windows. So, Nick Palmer, Oren, what do you think?
Well, jeez, I just hope my son's okay. That would be awfully good of you to kill him off in the first, you know. I wouldn't put it past you, though, because you're kind of a sick son of a... But yeah, I mean, like, you know, the realism is gripping. Everything is introduced. I'm just really, like, we're gathering wood, but my mind is still elsewhere. Like, I hope Eric is out there in those woods. So, I just want to see what happens in episode 2.
Oh, we shall see next week. What did we agree on? The 20. What was it 28th?
28th?
I thought it was the 29th.
25th? 29th?
29th.
Which one? It was Wednesday, right?
Thursday, 29th.
Thursday, the 29th, session 2. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. What was it?
8 p.m.
I told you I could do earlier, so.
Okay, we'll just do 8 p.m. Make it easy. So for you viewers out there, at session 2 next week, the 29th at 8 p.m. All right, Nick, if that's it, Ashley, Zula.
I really like the realism of it because in our other campaigns we haven't really focused as much on like food, water, and how much we're carrying. So I think that realism is pretty cool. I'm really mad at Dylan for almost killing my dog. And other than that, I think it's really great, really engrossed. I want to apologize to the viewers for my daughter deciding not to sleep tonight because, you know, mommy and daddy have to do something. So that's when, you know, you stay up all night. But other than that, I loved it.
Nick, Hope.
Oh, whatchamacallit? So just for the views out here, I'm typically the how you say asshole of the group because I'm usually way too critical. I mean, I thought it was Dave's an incredible storyteller through and through. I loved everybody's character. I thought Oren killed it with his introduction. I thought the the cave. I thought there was a lot of choice there, meaning like it was a very confusing moment for the party because we weren't sure whether to act in character, which would have led us to half go in, half go out, but we also, like, as players, wanted to, you know, help along that plot. So it was a really weird moment as a player because I was very uncertain.
It was set up I set it up for that particular reason.
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to be, because you guys haven't retreated in a long time, and I wanted to pose a situation where you were outside of your element. Something is not what it seemed, and you had no idea how to approach it. Like I'm glad that's how you feel about it because that's what I was going for.
Then you absolutely crushed it. The last one is I would have to agree with Zula's statement. The fact that Jorg killed a dog off of this little thing is a little upsetting. And
Close to kill.
When he was just trying to like mend a rope, like I was like, how does killing a dog come from that?
Oh, so Dylan and I talked about this earlier. His backstory is like no matter what he does, he wants his artificer abilities to improve over time.
Mm-hmm. So
there's a 50% chance that when he casts mending, he accidentally casts reduce flame instead.
Yeah, because we have the background together. I figured that might just let the burn the rope, and I was like, hell, you wouldn't know what's a resource, right? We could go out and buy rope, and now we're carrying around the dog.
That was my understanding of what would happen, but
well, now we know that we could possibly die from it. So, Jorg, just watch your mending stuff in the future.
Again, though,
I like specific next time because the rope shouldn't be on the dog as I'm mending it.
I was under the impression that you were mending the
rope that I already had.
Rope right to its collar.
Nope.
Well, now you need to be more clear. That's what we learned, and we got a dead dog.
I went with it. I'm like, cool.
No, I'm sure the dog will be fine.
My thing is, with realism though. That's like the
Yeah.
realism, because like in Dave's mind, he's like, well, if a rope was that close to a dog, his fur would catch on fire. Like,
Listen.
and that's. I must be married to this man for too long, because that's exactly what I thought too. I thought he was trying to
Also
mend the
thought
rope
the same.
like
Yeah,
like
listen,
right there, and I was
Dave-
like, wait, hold on.
Dave couldn't kill any of us first session, so you just had to kill a dog. I get it, alright? That's my piece.
That's why he hated us all day.
All right, okay, I got it. All right, Mikey, how do you feel about it? What do you have to say?
Lots to say now that I can finally talk. First, apologies for all the internet connectivity issues. That was much annoying for myself as well as the rest of you guys. But I love hearing from Kashta a lot. I didn't know what to expect to him and how he was going to step into the role, but like how it's progressing now and what he's going for, like I'm going to look forward to see what he's doing in the next session. But yeah, dude, that cave that we approached was like, I didn't know what to do. That was that was like that sucked, man.
What about you, Dill?
So I think like this is the first session that we had all together, like where a lot of things just failed, like Mike's tinkering of the bear traps and like my mending, like all seemingly like kind of simple things. They all just failed.
We
And, like,
didn't get in a fight with an owlbear though.
Yeah,
True. We
But it's,
almost got into a fight with something worse.
it's good to see like how everyone is gonna start interacting together, like who's gonna trust who, and like where that's gonna end up. And then now me and Kashta are just in a combat sequence. So that's gonna be fun.
Within earshot.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
At least that's within earshot.
Thank you, Dave.
But yeah, no, just like how the interaction of the group when like since we all met each other, like how it's gonna go is pretty interesting so far.
Especially since you just killed the dog.
Everyone's gonna hate you.
And I gotta back
Dog's
you up,
alive.
buddy.
The
He's
dog
unconscious,
is fine.
though.
The dog
He's
is
unconscious.
just fine.
Won't
yeah.
recommend
Having a nap.
anything.
Very
Yeah.
long.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
in town to another artificer to go mend shit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to find another artificer.
Just
What
so
about-
everyone knows, like after level 1, it drops down to like a 30% chance, and then level 3, there's no more chance of me messing things up. Just
like-
so you know.
That's actually what I was gonna say in my thing is that I really like how you have amateur consequences, right? Like when you
Right.
first start something, I believe the quote is from Adventure Time. Jake the dog says, "Sucking at something is the first step to being really good at something," and it's always stuck with me since I've watched Adventure Time, because it's true. When you first start doing something, you're not good at it. But through repetition and practice, no matter what it is, sports, art, it takes time. And I think that the realism level 1 to 20, the character struggles, which I know Nick, you've said you enjoy that. Like that's your like, yes, I love that. That's what I really do love about your character. I think that's huge. For the session, that's why I started laughing. I was like, oh no, because I know you had discussed it before, and I was like, this could be potentially disastrous. For the session, I really do love everyone's characters and how we're meshing. Like the role play is nice. We've all played together before, so that's super helpful. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what happens in this combat. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, for watching, for sticking through all of the complications, our rocky start that we had to session 1.
Wait, did we do the 3 Elvis things?
Oh, the 3. How did I forget? Okay, so the 3 Elvis.
Wait,
well,
they
let me
don't
see
they
if-
don't
Well,
they
they need it. They need to
I'm,
tweet it.
I'm checking right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can just leave it on YouTube and
Hold
leave
your-
it open-ended
hold-
for episode 2.
Hold your horses.
So while Dave is checking, because our streaming schedule is going to be rather sporadic and it's going to be up in the air, we'll always say when we're streaming at the end of a session. But please follow our socials; they're in our About Us. They're in our link tree, and you'll get more prompt kind of updates on when we're going to be streaming and stuff like that. We're going to be uploading this content to YouTube, probably in chunks and pieces, or we might be doing it as a full video and maybe like some highlight reel or something like that. Let us know what you guys would prefer. We'll definitely take that into account. And then, Dave, results any?
No results on Twitter for the Elvis thing.
Okay.
Anybody who was viewing, we're going to try to reach out to get their email address so we can send them the product code for the Witch Doctor, the Circle of the Harvest, the Incorporeal Soul Sorcerer, all the other stuff, the card player. We'll do that on the back end.
Yeah.
But the three Elvis things. As I go back to my,
I was gonna say before you say that, do you want to leave this open until like Wednesday, so then people could watch the VOD and maybe go back and whoever gets back first, they do that, or you could.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest the same thing.
I concur.
I also think that if nobody guesses correctly, we roll over the prize into the next week.
Sure.
Like maybe there will be, you know what I mean? Because that's just fair. You got to play the game.
Works for
play
me.
The game, win the prize. Don't play the game, don't win the prize, baby.
Works for me. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in, sticking with it, showing us all the support. We told ourselves that we wanted between 1 and 5 viewers. We crushed it. I mean, a couple of our friends watched it, I'll be honest.
Do we need
But
two
still,
hands to count?
10 at the top end. Yep, so we doubled it. But we just want to say thank you for the love and support, and we will see you all next week.
All right.
Nick,
See you later, guys.
switch it. Kill it.